I think people just get annoyed seeing bigger body type. There were times where I literally have gotten death threats ever since we announced the wedding. People would be like, "We're so excited to see what you'll wear for the wedding." I got literally the country's most legendary and reputed stylist to style me.
Yes.
And literally some of the best designers globally. I've always been a bigger Kritika Khurana fan.
Hi guys, welcome to Z Media, India.com. My name is Sakshi Sindwani, and today with us we have a multi-talented individual. She is a model, she is a full-time content creator in the realms of fashion, beauty and lifestyle, and a body positivity influencer. Welcome Sakshi Sindwani. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having me. And what a great intro.
So Sakshi, first of all, many congratulations for your wedding. You made
Thank
a beautiful bride.
It's happened.
Yes.
Yeah,
What a beautiful wedding.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, so but let's just take it from the top. Let's talk about your journey. How Sakshi Sindwani became, Style Me Up with Sakshi. What was the journey and what were you doing before that?
I was a very studious kid who loved her co-curricular, and I always wanted to do something other than studying. So I obviously was super, I think, interested ever since the beginning. I was always a big kid, but I was supremely interested in fashion, and that's something that I honestly wanted to do in my life. With that being said, I only got to really pursue my passion of fashion in my post graduation. Usse pehle, everybody was like, you get too many A grades to pursue anything but science. So I'm actually a science graduate going into a fashion postgraduate.
Wow.
And that's essentially how everything really started. And I've been obsessed with all things YouTube since as long as I can remember, because I just felt very connected to YouTubers back in the day. And that's essentially why I started my YouTube channel after, honestly, years of procrastination. I started my YouTube channel back in 2017 is when I started really. And then I was on and off on YouTube, but I couldn't find my footing. Honestly, I think I was trying to follow trends too much instead of following what my heart wanted to produce. And I never felt the satisfaction of creating content, but I always knew I wanted to create content. So cut to 2019 is when I started my content creation journey on Instagram. And back in the day, Instagram was not a platform that had a lot of videos. It was still a very aesthetic looking feed wise, pictures. And I mean, I could never relate to those things. I don't know how people used to color coordinate their feeds and make them look so aesthetic and Pinterest and Tumblr worthy at that time. But I wanted to tell my storytelling, and I was always a very, camera friendly and just like a very talkative person. I wanted to tell people about what was going on in my brain. And I've always approached fashion with a lot of intention. So I always either have a messaging, either have, something that I am passionate about, or some information I want to communicate, even through my fashion videos. And I think that's why audience related to me. I dug deep, like I went full blown straight into content creation, because I told myself I'm going to give myself 365 days to do this series called SMU in Seconds. The OG followers remember that I did like an OOTD video every single day for 365 days. And that's really kickstarted my journey of content creation. And of course, uske baad lockdown to definitely helped crazy tons. But in the process, actually 2019 ke end mein, I started auditioning for ramp walks. And I started auditioning for being a model. And that also happened to me by chance, because mere jaise models sab dikhte nahi the yaar. Like it was not a case that people knew about. So it's so funny to me that destiny is a funny thing. I think what is written in your destiny, it just comes to you, whether you manifest it or not. Whether, I think, if God sees that you're working towards something, he'll open up doors for you in many spaces. And I think that's exactly what happened.
Did you ever wanted to be a model? Did you had that desire as a kid?
Oh my God, I was such a natural at it. wanted to be, to kya matlab, like I said, how could I want it if I didn't think it was a possibility? And I don't think people at that time, there were no plus size models per se, so that opportunity only didn't exist. So wanted to dur ki baat thi, but jaisi opportunity I grabbed onto it like it was my last day in this world. So it was like I'm holding on to this ray of hope, because I think it's going to have a lot of potential. And rightly so, because of that change, everything in the fashion industry has changed. Everything as we know it has changed. Mindsets have changed. The way that we see inclusivity and diversity, the way we see beauty, our definition of beauty has changed because of that period of 2019 to 2020, where globally people were seeing an acceptance for beauty and different varieties of beauty, and then India obviously caught on.
Right. So, also, like you've already spoken about it, that how, things have changed and how modeling as a career has also evolved. So, I want to know this, that there are so many women out there who want to get into, fashion and lifestyle content creation, fashion and beauty content creation, even modeling. But they are, reluctant because they feel that the shelf life of this particular career is very short-lived. So, how much do you agree with that?
I don't think, I mean, honestly, when I was doing my modeling, initially, I was trained by the veterans who've been in the modeling industry, like Sahai or Lakshmi Rana. These are models or Caroline. These people have been in the industry for the longest generation, like year after year. This might be their 25th, 30th year that they've been doing modeling. So it's not that it's going anywhere, and media doesn't go anywhere. It only evolves. You also, actually, the deal is that people's years of success or relevance in the industry will only remain if you keep working hard, or you keep evolving and you keep moving with the times. And it's like that with any business, right, ultimately, and any freelancer. So if you think that your career is going to be short lived, is because maybe you didn't try hard enough to keep yourself sort of relevant in that space.
Right. And what are some of the challenges that you face initially? Because, like you said, there were not a lot of people, putting out body positivity content when you started.
I think all the possible challenges there could be, I faced it, because this was the first time everybody was learning with me, right? It was my first time modeling. It was designers' first time having an inclusive model. I think sizing was a big issue. I think people just they were not familiarized with the concept of having a size 14 body, where all of their sample sizes in a fashion show or even a shoot was a size 6 and a size 4. So they would be like, acha, large lekar aana hai to size 8 या size 10 ले आते हैं, या size maximum size 10. And I'm like, how will a size 14 to a 16 fit into a size 10? So obviously I was given the baggiest of the clothes, the kaftans, and just things that would just fit me for the sake of fitting me. And I think that was a big challenge, to actually being dressed for appropriately and nicely for my body type, and making designers understand, listen, but you're doing this and you're catering to an audience that are your regular buyers, that you're regularly selling. Like, my body type is actually your most sold like size, essentially. You have to do exactly what you're doing for your customers and your clients anyway. But you have to show that same sort of positioning on the ramp in media as well. So those challenges were definitely there, but I don't remember a time where it felt like designers were not ready to listen. I think everybody was just in a space that they were willing to learn. And I don't remember a time where I felt body shamed too harshly. I think I was body shamed to a point that I felt awkward being in certain spaces, being in the middle of like 30 most gorgeous looking women, thin women, thin, tall, like goddess like women. I definitely felt insecure, because, that's what's fed into our heads, right? Follow the beauty standards. तो उस टाइम पे थोड़ा awkward लगता था. I'm not going to shy away from the fact that I didn't succumb to those societal standards. But slowly and steadily, I think it was because of my own confidence, but also because of just a lot of push and acceptance from the leaders of our industry. They were
Mm.
also very much like, we will build you up.
Right.
And social media definitely helped in many ways, because of my social media following and having the community that I have, I was just taken more seriously in the rooms that I was supposed to be taken seriously in,
Right.
which is a pro and a con, because it just makes me feel, if I didn't have all of this, would they listen to me as carefully and as strongly as they do now? Challenges per se, regular business challenges, like it's not I think the biggest challenge for me is to not keep inclusivity and diversity and all the incredible things that we've spoken about, and like this body positive movement that we follow, to die down because of a trend. Like, body types are
Mm.
not trends, body types are
Yeah.
the reality of our lives. You
Mm.
can't just sort of go back to your previous smaller mindset or standards, because a trend chala gaya hai.
Right. And the first time when you walked for the ramp and cut to now, what has changed in terms of how people see it, how the audience sees it?
My walk has changed.
Yeah.
I think I definitely walk a lot better.
Yeah.
And that's something that I took very seriously. And I think that's something that I've seen as feedback that's missing from the modeling industry, specifically for models like myself. We are still models. We still have to
Mm.
make the clothes look good, the ramp look good, the walk look good, the shape look good, and the clothes have to sell. So you have
Mm.
to work on all of those things just like any other model would. And you can't take that thing for granted. Just then, you're calling that whole idea of tokenism if you're not working on that
Yeah.
very thing.
Yeah.
So I think from the very start, I was very serious about bettering myself as a model and not having an ego of a social media content creator when I actually go and model. Like, I will stand in spaces and I will stand in line and I will eat the food that other models are eating. I will not expect a VIP treatment just because I come from a certain social media background. Having that humility and just that
Mm.
gratitude for that space, that respect for the space is important.
About social media, I feel social media ka part and parcel hota hai trolling. If there's one section of society which is really nice and if they really look up to you, there's also another section of society that sometimes don't even realize that there's a human sitting right across the screen. And
Yeah.
especially body positivity की बात करें तो आपने जब start किया था तो like I said बहुत लोग नहीं कर रहे थे. So have you faced trolling and how do you deal with that?
I have definitely faced trolling in many different ways. I think um, people just get annoyed seeing bigger body types, and that is something because we've been trained to feel like that. We've been trained to feel that if you are a big person,
Mm.
something wrong with you or there's something less feminine about you. So ये जो ट्रिगर पॉइंट था ना कि साक्षी को सक्सेस मिल रहा है या डिजाइनर्स मिल रहे हैं या फॉलोअर्स मिल रहे हैं, कम्युनिटी मिल रही है, but she's just a big girl. So trollers would sort of come from that space, and then they'd be like,
Mm.
"You're promoting obesity. You're promoting an unhealthy lifestyle. You're promoting
Mm.
like whatever XYZ things." And
Mm.
there were times where I literally have gotten death threats,
Oh my
that
God.
you're ruining people's lives. Why are you doing that? And
Yeah.
it's come from a space, but I would definitely say the hate in everything that I stand for is like 1%.
Mm.
99% is the love, and the
Absolutely.
love in a way that I think people were just waiting and eagerly waiting for somebody like me
Mm.
to be represented in this traditional media, because people were just done and seeing certain body types and feeling bad about themselves, because
Mm.
ultimately it all boils down to your self-esteem.
Right.
Um, and I think traditional media was not doing a very good job in building people's self-esteem. It was
Mm.
constantly talking about reaching a specific body type or just building on your insecurities. And तुम्हें सुंदर लगना चाहिए, तुम्हें फेयर लगना चाहिए, तुम्हें एक स्पेसिफिक हाइट होनी चाहिए, तुम्हारे हिप्स ज्यादा ब्रॉड नहीं हो सकते, तुम्हारी चेस्ट ब्रॉड होनी चाहिए, बट ये और वेस्ट स्मॉल होनी चाहिए, you know, this unrealistic sort of, people were just done with that space, but लोग बोल नहीं रहे थे. So when somebody like me came into the picture and they saw that no, but like she can also do a lot of the things, and she can wear and we can see her wearing a lot of the things that we want to wear. It just becomes like a figure, like an idol per se for people. And I think that's why my community really resonated with me always. तो मैं मेरे में एक छोटी या बड़ी बहन दिखती थी, you know.
एग्जैक्टली. तो पर ये जो सेल्फ एक्सेप्टेंस की जर्नी है, ये हमेशा से तो ऐसे नहीं रहा होगा, कंसिडरिंग द ब्यूटी स्टैंडर्ड्स वी हैव, राइट? तो व्हेन वाज दैट हार्ड हिटिंग मोमेंट फॉर यू दैट यू रियलाइज दैट यू वांट टू बिकम द वॉइस फॉर इंक्लूसिविटी?
I didn't realize that I wanted to become a voice for inclusivity. मुझे पता ही नहीं था कि ये voice exist कर भी सकती है. But like I said, I was always that kid who was interested in fashion. Now, fashion is a form of self-expression. It's a form of waking up in the morning and then looking at your closet and then picking out the things and mix matching and just playing around. It's like a form of art. And I believe myself to be an artist every single day of my life. You know, a creative artist. So even when I was 16 years old, I would just like try to do different things just because I felt like that was my form of self-expression. So वही चीज मैंने carry forward करी YouTube पे भी और Instagram पे भी. ये intention नहीं था कि मैं ऐसी दिखती हूँ तो मैं fashion कर रही हूँ तो इसका कुछ मतलब बन सकता है कि मैं inclusivity और diversity को support करती हूँ. वो तो actually audience ने मुझे बताया कि you are empowering us to wear things that, you know, we thought we could never wear. So I actually became a body advocate because of the audience, not because I wanted to become that. I didn't even know I could become that.
All right, okay. Now talking about social media में हर बार एल्गोरिथम चेंज होता रहता है. Like we were discussing, पहले पिक्चर्स थी, फिर उसके बाद IGTV आया, अब शॉर्ट फॉर्म कंटेंट है. So how do you manage to stay relevant all the time?
It's, you know, I would say the one thing that I genuinely believe in, and it's going to sound so cliche and so cringy at the same time, but it's the fact that really legends don't need to be stay relevant. They don't need to stay. They're just there for a reason, and I truly believe the power and the purpose that I have in this industry and in my life overall is something too big. Like I'm really like brought, and I truly believe this with all my heart, that I think I was put in this space and in this time in my life that I want, that I could change the world, even if it is that one small world in my world. I was put in that space and I was given that responsibility. So for me, I always take it as this is my calling in life. It doesn't matter if that relevancy train goes or stays or whatever. But with that being said, I'm also a social media content creator. And unfortunately, so all content creators have to evolve themselves and sort of change a little bit about themselves every 2 months, and show a new shinier version that entertains and interests people continuously. And that's something that is I think it's something that I think most of us creators struggle with, because it's unsustainable and always and I would say this on behalf of pretty much everybody I've known from the creator circle, that it does build up certain insecurities in us, anxiety, depression, and all of those things, because it's difficult to show shinier new versions of yourself in such a short period of time, trying to hook the audience's retention. But वो एक challenge भी लगता है. और मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि जो कंटेंट मैं आज से 3 साल पहले बनाती थी, वो ऐसा मैं कंटेंट बनाती नहीं हूँ आज भी. उसके बाद तो मैंने अपना 6 वर्जन्स चेंज कर लिए हैं, 6 सीरीज, 10 एक्चुअली 6 भी नहीं, कितनी सीरीज चेंज कर ली हैं. सो इट ऑल्सो इंस्पायर्स मी टू इवॉल्व माई सेल्फ एज अ क्रिएटर एंड एज एन आर्टिस्ट.
And how do you identify the new trends? Because you guys are also trendsetters.
It honestly comes to us. There is no other way, and I can say this on my behalf, on just from my side. It just comes to me what I feel is going to work. it's basis the stats that we constantly keep seeing. What is audience interested in? Let's make more of that. And and what kind of content would I like to see on the internet which is missing from this space?
Yeah.
And how can I connect better with my community? That is always, some of the tick mark questions in my head.
So many creators emerge after lockdown. So, does it get difficult for you to shine through or create content that is different from other people?
Is there another Sakshi Sindwani? There is
No.
nobody like me,
Yeah.
I I have this ultimate belief. Plus, as a viewer, you don't just follow one content creator, right? You follow a bunch of
Yeah.
them. So
Yeah.
I think there is a space and community for everybody. You just have to build your community stronger and be authentic to yourself. Agar मैं as Sakshi, let's say, I'm just hypothetically saying that if I started mirroring what Kusha Kapila is posting on her channel or what Kritika Khurana is posting on her channel, and both of these people are my friends, like if I started sort of impersonating them, it'll never work because that's not
Hmm.
authentically me.
Right.
So I mean, I try to be the best version of myself to my audience, and मैं दिखाती भी रहती हूँ कि हर चीज happy नहीं होती है. Some things are
Hmm.
also like I try to be as unfiltered as possible on social media, so
Right.
people just don't think that it's all fluff.
Ah, right. Okay, coming back to your wedding, like I said, you made a very beautiful bride. And हर लड़की का सपना होता है कि वो बहुत ही beautiful लगे. She should look the best on her wedding day. And of course, with you being an influencer, you had a lot of eyeballs on you. So was there an added pressure that I have to look the best? If not me, then who?
Yes, 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 and yes. In every capacity. I will never say that I didn't have the pressure, because every single time ever since we announced the wedding, people would be like, we're so excited to see what you'll wear for the wedding.
Yeah.
So obviously, and I always wanted to do this. I got literally the country's most legendary and reputed stylist to style me.
Yes.
And literally some of the best designers globally, and
Hmm.
who are Indian designers. I mean,
Yeah.
I can't believe how epic my wedding was,
Yes.
in every capacity. Yeah, I'm a big fan of my wedding.
Of
Baaki
course.
sab-
We
I,
are too.
I think I think we really push boundaries, not realizing, not wanting to push boundaries. It's just that
Hmm.
I was very fixated on doing, or on getting exactly what I wanted to get, and so was Anita. So we were
Okay.
not we were not really like settling down, even if it
Hmm.
was getting re-sketches done, re-swatches, or really testing the patience of our designers. Like,
Hmm.
uh, we really tested patience of all the designers I worked with. But they were also very, very kind and humble, to have really produced the greatest outfits that I have not seen better outfits.
Yes. Love that.
Well, so
Absolutely love
myself,
that.
but I mean, it's the fact. Like, it was too epic.
Right. Also, you were a Manish Malhotra bride. So was it like always decided that you want to be a Manish Malhotra bride, or you did a lot of
Always,
exploring?
always. I
Always.
remember, see, I was the first time I became a bride was for Manish Malhotra. So
Hmm.
the first bridal campaign that I did as a model was for him. And I just decided, because he loves me and he supports me and he believes in me so much, that there was no way I could have been anything else but a Manish Malhotra bride. And I take
Right.
such great pride, because not only did he make the most beautiful, extraordinary lehenga for me, but an extraordinary
Hmm.
color, and something that he's never done before for really any of the brides, or that I've seen. For
Yeah.
example, he brought my culture and the Punjabi side of myself, and he's also Punjabi. So
Hmm.
Manish Malhotra as a designer is known for all of his glamorous, very, so if I say so myself, uh, glamorous outfits, right?
Hmm.
But I wanted tradition to show through my outfit, and I think that
Hmm.
was very important to me. So whether
Right.
it's those beads that were around my veil, or just the embroidery and just the lines and the finer details of my blouse, they were very, very traditional, and that
Hmm.
actually just slightly is away from what he usually makes, and he did that
Yeah.
for me. And it is, I mean,
Wow. Yeah,
the best feeling, and it's the biggest honor of my life.
definitely. So that was a very insightful round. And now I would like to do a rapid fire with you. So are you ready?
Yes,
Okay.
100%.
All right. So one beauty product that can instantly uplift your look.
Um, Honestly, a blush. I am
Hmm.
a huge blush girl. Like, I love it.
Okay. Deeksha Khurana or Kritika Khurana, a better content creator.
I cannot choose. But
I have
I've
to.
always been a bigger Kritika Khurana fan, but Deeksha is just killing the game right now.
She is, she is. Okay. One rumor about influencers which is actually true.
Rumor about influencers
Hmm.
that they earn a lot.
Nice. Okay. One advice you would like to give to budding influencers.
um, Stick to your path, be authentic, be hardworking, and have discipline. And keep working towards your goal. You may or may not find success, but as long as you continue and be authentically the best version of yourself on the internet, and you have a voice and you have a purpose of your, like, that you want to show through your content, you're going to succeed.
And last, if you wouldn't have been an influencer or a model, what would you be?
I would definitely be doing something in fashion or creative direction. I think I could have, um, or honestly, genetic engineering, because I was great. I studied bachelor's of science and I was great in science, and I think I would have
Wow.
been a very
Is
cool,
there anything Sakshi
very
can't do?
good-looking professor.
Absolutely. Right, Sakshi. So that was about it. Thank you so much for taking out time and interacting with us. It was lovely talking to you.
Thank you so much. I'll see you very soon, but this was amazing.